Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're back with Harvard educated educator, author, and YouTuber, Dr. Elechi Osueke. Hey, Dr. Osueke, welcome back.
Hi, it's good to be back. Thanks again.
Sure, it's good to have you back. And today, I want to talk about connecting with your audiences and selling more books. So, tell us about your freebies and your learning channel.
Excited to tell you about freebies on my learning channel. The freebies are exactly what they sound like, freebies. And the freebies are a form of give back because a lot of times for educators and a lot of us with young children, sometimes there's a lot we don't know, especially in the academic world, teaching my children how to read, helping with homework, helping with math tips. And if you are not in the education space, or if you don't have the mind of a teacher and access to a teacher, I do feel for families and parents in the sense that it's very hard to just know what to do. And so that's where that came. As an educator who works primarily with children with disabilities, there are a lot of supportive tools that are just missing in the sense that even just the appropriate rules, resources for helping them deal with emotional outbursts, helping to regulate behavior, and just strategies to use to teach, say, a child with autism or a child on the spectrum, a child who has ADHD. These were a lot of the questions I was asking myself that led me to create a lot of these resources and tools that I've used over time and have proven successful, and that I realize a lot of people don't have access to. And so for me, it was just, you know what, this is great. It would help. I needed to put it on a platform where as many people as needed it can access it and freely download it. I do share a lot of free tips, a lot of activities too, that will always provide some sort of help for elementary learners, primarily, especially in the early grades from kindergarten to second grade.
I think that's a great idea. Not only does it build your author brand, it really drives traffic to your website when you do have those freebies. And then the people that do have some money and can afford to, say, buy your book or support you, they do. So it really is a great idea to just kind of make all of that interaction and put that on your website. Now, why do you specifically have a website for your book that's separate from your main website?
That was not the okay. I have a website for my book that's separate from my main website because shall I say it happened by accident? But um it was also a way to just have a platform for the book. So just in a nutshell, my book is a part of a series. And this is just book number one. Book number two, number three, number four, and number five would also all be a part of the Kid Who Wouldn't series. And so it was an initial way for me to just have a platform where eventually all the books will be available there. And it will be available there so that if you search for the book, you would find them right there on that platform. Because I was looking at it as well, there will be multiple books. So it's just easier to just be if you search for one book, it just leads you there. My other website was already established, and it took a while to make the connection to just, okay, I can just have the books on here. But in the meantime, once my books was published, let me just have that, let them have their own platform. And eventually the goal is they will all be merged in the very near future, actually.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that's a very interesting thing to do because I have seen many companies do that,
Mhm.
just to keep websites clean, and then they can drive traffic to certain back and forth sites. Now, Dr. Asuki, how have you grown your Instagram to 15.7K followers?
And I'm still growing my Instagram. I don't believe I have a particular formula. I do think a lot of the growth is I have a lot of people who I have a lot of viewership, and that's where I started to realize, okay, I do have a lot of interest, and it comes from being actively in the education space and being actively active in my community to where I'm constantly in the presence of people who have direct access to devices. The average elementary child or elementary children have at least two devices. They have access to a phone, they have access to an iPad or some sort of laptop. And children are, how do I say this? Children can be your biggest fans if you know how to reach them. And till this day, it happens to me where I just get a random child. When I say random, and they'll be like, yeah, I know. I follow you. And I'm like, you do? But I think that's the biggest growth. That's what I said. I said that earlier. The secret is I do have an army of children who talk about me and spread the word and follow and encourage. Because children are very easy to just like. They see something they like and they follow and they subscribe. Like the video says, please like, follow, and subscribe. They do pay attention and they do it as opposed to adults who might just scroll on past, but children do. And now I know Instagram is not a platform for children, but because a lot of them have access to the phones, so I have a lot of the families of children following me. And when I say families, my cousins, uncles, because the children have access to Instagram and then they also click on it. But just a tip to grow anyone's Instagram is being intentional about creating reels and sometimes promoting the reels. I do remember promoting one or two reels of mine on the platforms via school platforms, via to school districts. And what they do is they share it, and then the shares helps drive traffic to my page and then followership as well.
Wow, that's fascinating. Now, when you're talking about reels, is there a certain, say, length or form or captions, hashtags that you found to really help kind of push your post around and get more views and engagement?
Absolutely. I do believe the shorter the reels, the more effective. And reels should be, at least in my opinion, for it to be effective, catchy, and just highlight the important points. Prior to Instagram extending real time to 3 minutes, it was just, I think it was I used to keep it to 1 minute and 28 seconds. So whatever information I wanted to share, and just being very intentional about looking very bright and colorful, and sometimes it's more about the looks sometimes than the actual, because Instagram, you can, in your reels, you can have the subtitles, you can have, your reels can be read, but a lot of times with reels, they have to be short because people want to see first, and then they take a look and then look, hey, well, what she shared about math, and then something catchy pops up and then they pay attention. So it's keeping it short, highlighting the salient points and keeping it attractive, it can be in color or just having something that either catches the attention or triggers the interest to want to click on back.
Well, Dr. Asuki, thank you so much. That was wonderful insight on connecting with your audience and selling more books.
Thank you so much.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with Harvard educated educator, author, and YouTuber, Dr. Elechi Osueke. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.